Sounds loud as fuck.
Woot.
Hello. Welcome back to the Wasteland podcast.
You should probably get closer.
You should probably plug off.
You should probably scoot up and get closer.
Is that better?
Is it?
I don't know. Move the. Okay.
That's better.
Okay. So, like I said, welcome back to the Wasteland podcast. I'm your host, Shane. I'm here on the Wasteland podcast with another host.
Thank you.
Tyler.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. I'm just happy to be here. You guys are all great and beautiful. And also, we need to stop pollution. We need to rally together and start throwing away our trash where it belongs. Thank you. Okay.
Okay. What do I say next?
I don't know.
Okay.
Say your famous catchphrase.
Babooga.
I love that. It gets me every time. I love that catchphrase. Babooga.
That's me. That's my catchphrase every time. I'm joined today with Jeremiah.
Hi.
Okay. And Leland is back again.
Hello.
Almost back to back.
Yeah.
Was he here last week or the week before?
No, he's here the week before.
That's right. Okay.
So almost.
Last
back-to-back.
week was our cereal ranking week.
Yeah, it's when we decided to. Yeah, that video should hopefully go up sometime
That was fun.
where we just rank cereal. We went on
Cereal
a
and Star Wars.
we went on a tangent. We went on a big tangent for no reason. Yeah. But this time we can talk about stuff going on in the world. Or not. I don't care. We can talk about anything. I was watching the South Park COVID special. But I noticed something that I wanted to talk to you guys about since we talk about Family Guy and Simpsons on here. I don't know when this started. There was the little plants of it a few seasons ago. Actually, a lot of seasons ago. Because I feel like now it's the norm. That Randy Marsh is really written like he's like Peter Griffin or Homer Simpson style character now. Where the parents used to just kind of sit there and be like, yeah, well, I'm here. And now, like, Randy is, like, the driving plot force for most of the... It's like they went from Cartman to Randy Marsh. Like, Randy Marsh is the new main motherfucker. Like, he's fucking with the show to make things happen.
So I feel like with Randy, what they've done for a while with him is they make him, like the guy who would vote for whoever the Democratic candidate is, but he's like super fucking annoying.
Yeah.
And I think there's just a lot more of those people out and about right now.
Yeah.
Like the SJ, I don't like, but
You
like
can
the SJW
it.
type, like Democrat, like the there was a meme in like 2016. What'd they call her? Like, it was something really mean, but it was like Trigglypuff or something, where she was like screaming.
Yeah, she was screaming
and like shaking, and
yeah.
Randy Marsh is just that girl.
It became a thing too, where it was like people would do a tweet like, "Guys, I'm literally shaking right now."
Yeah.
From how like upset they are over something. Yeah, that was the identity politics days where we were still learning. We were still learning how to deal with identity politics. And it was it was an embarrassing start, I'll admit. But I think we've gotten there.
Yeah, mostly.
Yeah. Because nowadays, it's like, it really was. Back in 2016, it was so cringy, like, just hearing anyone talk about anything related to identity politics. It was like, everyone's trying to get canceled, blah, 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 and it was really annoying. And it was always over something really stupid, and they just seemed like little kids. But now the anti-side, like the opposite, they're the ones who are like, they're the ones acting like little kids now, where they're like, they're so cringy. And they don't realize that the college students are kind of done with that. They're kind of like over that already. Because the high school kids that were making fun of those college kids are that now the college kids.
Yeah.
And so like the anti side are like not really making fun of anyone. They're making fun of like a made up boogeyman of like super offended people. And it's like, you guys are the ones who are really offended now.
I definitely still see those like super offended ID politics people out there, but it is like, it's not Gamergate level. It's like...
No, things have died down tremendously on that front. And now you have Randy Marsh.
Yeah, and like, so did you watch the full?
Yeah, I watched the whole special. Yeah.
So like, him being like, he likes weed, but only because he can sell it.
Yeah,
and he like he's just like Democrat, but a piece of shit.
Well, like in the beginning of the special, he was like, I don't care about some stupid coronavirus from China. Like straight up, like
he called it the China virus in the beginning too.
Yeah, it was really funny. And then whenever it could possibly have been traced back to him, spoilers,
because
that's when he was like, we need to be more sensitive. Yeah, that was kind of the theme of the whole episode. Like Carmen was like, we can't go back to school. We could get the COVID. And then, but really he just wanted to stay home and not go to school.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, and then Token gets shot by the cops.
Oh, yeah. Yes. That was the best part are when they're like, there's a bunch of new people that need jobs now. They got laid off from their last job. And it just cut to the police.
Yeah.
And I didn't get the joke. I was like, are the police escorting the new people? I was like, oh no, the police all been fired.
And now they're teachers.
And they're like, we all lost funding, so now we're becoming teachers. And then they just amazing.
When
South Park doing a good job once
in the beginning when everyone's gathering and Butter says like, what the hell's going on? We're not supposed to get in big crowds unless we're rioting.
Yeah.
Rioting or protesting.
Yeah.
And they're like, it's something about COVID, so we're all going to go meet up in the park.
When the cops get their funding back, they immediately buy a bunch of tanks and start killing kids. Yeah.
Like the one kid's like standing there with like a snowball or whatever. Yeah. And then, they're like, oh, he's resisting arrest or whatever, and then they just open fire and they're blasting Motley Crue and
it's playing Motley Crue. There, you can see for a moment Kenny is in it and he dies.
They chase him down and shoot him.
That's so fun.
Oh, good stuff. Yeah, it was a great special. I just think it's like I still think South Park's really funny, and they're still really good about commentary, social commentary. I was just like, Randy Marsh. Is this because of Rick and Morty's popularity? Is this just because they're just tired of writing for Cartman all the time? Because the show's been going on forever.
It's like, what, 22 seasons now?
Yeah. I mean, it's hard to keep things fresh because they always change who the driving force is for a couple seasons.
They've been doing Randy for a while.
Yeah, for a long time now.
Like a couple of seasons.
It was subtle for a bit. Sometimes he was in the B plot. Sometimes it'd just be every few episodes would be a Randy episode. Now it's like, I just feel like Randy is like almost the face of South Park.
Because he's got to make a pandemic special.
Yeah.
And come in it.
God. That was the best part. When he did that, too, I was immediately thinking, how could his cum be the antidote?
I know.
Because his cum is the problem in the first... Like, I literally was like, you are so fucking stupid. I knew everyone was going to get COVID from... And it was true. It happened.
It wasn't the bat or the pangolin or whatever it's called.
Yeah, pangolin. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was literally just.
COVID. It was just Randy.
It was just Randy's jizz.
Yeah.
That caused it.
So funny.
All right, no more spoiling South Park.
It's been out for a while.
Well, that's just something I noticed. Yeah, I just watched it last night while I was high off of one of Leland's cookies. And it made me laugh a lot more than I probably would have.
I had to watch it twice because I got really high the first time I watched it, and I laughed really, really hard. Yeah. And then I watched it again, and I was like, "Oh no, it's still like."
It's like because when you're high, you have interesting thoughts. So I was literally the whole time thinking like,
"Yeah,
they're turning him into Rick from Rick and Morty," and then like while I was like, I'm criticizing the show heavily. I was like, "This is fucking," and then they'd say one little thing, and I just laughed so hard, and I was like, "God, it's so funny." I'm like, what? he fucked the bat. And he started laughing so hard. And then, like, you see the horrible animation, too. Because, like, they always show it in South Park. They just show people fucking. They never censor it.
And then Mickey Mouse is just standing there. He's like, "Oh, Randy!" Like,
yeah, yeah, that's pretty good. So yeah.
Yeah.
What did you do this week, or what any interesting things that you have noticed? Anything interesting that's been on your mind? Because I do have.
No.
Oh. You just instantly. Okay, go for it.
Abby Shapiro's looking pretty fine these days.
Yeah. Abby Shapiro. I don't know where that picture was taken. So it was on a meme of one was Hunter Biden on the right. Because have you guys seen those Hunter Biden pictures?
Mm-mm.
Let me see if I. Here's Hunter Biden's leaked photos that like the Trump people have leaked. And they leaked it because of this one where he's got a crack pipe in his mouth. As we all know, Hunter Biden used to be on drugs. Trump said this, and Biden's like, yeah, I know. It was a struggle, and I had to be there for my son, who's my family, and I'm glad he got off of drugs. Yeah. And then Trump's like, we're going to release the photos because we're going to shame him even more. And it's like, dude, what's your point? I don't understand. So, yeah. There's a lot of stuff you could nail Biden on, but nailing him on the fact that he had a son who got addicted to drugs and got clean later, I feel like is not.
It makes him more relatable. It makes Joe Biden more relatable.
Yeah.
What's the issue with this photo that I'm looking at?
This was just when Hunter. Actually, I don't know if this. I'm assuming this is from when Hunter was like a drug addict, but it just. What most people are saying online is, okay, so Hunter's cool. What's your point?
It looks like a Grindr profile. Like, it legit looks like something I'd find if I opened up my phone and got on.
he definitely doesn't look like he's on crack in that picture either.
Vosh is bisexual, and he often says Biden used to be really hot, and lately, back in the day, and he's lately been saying that Hunter Biden is really hot. And he's like, so he's like, honestly, I'm glad these pictures were released. It's but yeah, no, I mean, Hunter Biden. Look, I'm pretty sure Hunter Biden is wrapped up in a lot of horrible scandals involving embezzling money from foreign countries.
Oh, probably.
But Trump's not talking about that. He's talking about this shit, which is like really sad. It's like Trump. That's not a good point to hammer someone on.
But it makes Joe Biden more relatable because of a lot of Americans know people who are drug addicts.
Yeah, because we have a horrible drug problem,
right? And
because we need to do something about the war on drugs.
Joe Biden's just like me.
Yeah, but I mean, a lot of Republicans who are devout Christians are like, well, if you do drugs, you should go to jail forever and die. You have no redemption.
Yeah, but don't they say that about literally everything?
Yeah, I know. Devout Christians, the people of Jesus.
If you don't wear your hair a certain way, look at them Pentecostal ladies. You can't tell me they don't all have the same hairstyle.
AOC did this at one of the hearings. I don't know. She's a congresswoman. During her actual job, she was like, "Can we just take a moment to say that Republicans only talk about faith when they're trying to be bigots?" And she used the words like bigotry. And she's like, I'm a Christian. She's like, I'm a woman of faith. You don't have to be like this. And it's like, I mean, someone's got to say it. I mean, people say it, but no one listens to it. So maybe if they say it in Congress. But it's just like, stop using that as a scapegoat. You're not allowed to.
There's a Billy Graham quote where he's like, basically, Billy Graham obviously was like super into Jesus, and he's like, I don't want that mixed with right-wing politics because the only reason they would do that is to try and trick people into voting for them, and that's like
it's just like
pretty bullshit. Like,
we're Christians, and guess what? Jesus hates the gay people. Actually, you know what's funny is people were like, gay Republicans will be like, oh, well, that's the thing in the past. We don't have to worry about that anymore. But like literally right now, they're trying to overturn gay marriage again. Literally, that's actually something that could happen because the Supreme Court is being stacked with Republicans because Mitch McConnell blocked Obama from putting a Supreme Court justice on, which he admitted on Fox News like the other day, like 2 days ago. Hannity was like, I don't know why Obama didn't fill up that vacant seat. And Mitch McConnell, he was interviewing Mitch McConnell, goes, yeah, I was there. I blocked him. Like, he's just like, yeah, I'm obstructing democracy. It's also why I'm rushing to get this next one on before Trump is out of office. Yes, I know. We are raping democracy. I don't care. I'll just say it on TV because no one can stop me from doing it. And so what's coming up eventually, the Supreme Court is going to overlook gay marriage again and make sure it's constitutional or not. So they might just take it away.
How is it not constitutional?
The
Constitution doesn't say...
Right now, it is constitutional. Right now, gay marriage is constitutional.
I don't see how you could find it unconstitutional. Nowhere in the Constitution does it say marriage has to be a man and a woman.
I know.
Maybe we should take a second look at the entirety of the Constitution, because, I mean, it was written almost 300 years ago. It might need some editing anyway. So, I know it's one of the primary documents.
I'm not sure.
It was written a long time ago. Why can't we just...
So the way gay marriage became illegal was because all the Supreme Court does is look at laws and decide if it should be a law still or not. And that's why they like Roe v. Wade was a thing. So they're like, yeah, we should, abortion should be legal. And then...
what happens is people sue the state.
Yeah.
And then it goes up and up.
Yeah, and up and up. And so gay marriage...
They decide if it was...
So during Obama's second term, gay marriage eventually got to the Supreme Court, and they're like, yeah, it should just be legal federally. So then it became legal federally, and now it's coming up again because I'm assuming people got it in there somehow. And so eventually it'll get to that moment, and we're going to have a more Republican Supreme Court than Democrat, where they own the Supreme Court, which is like Star Wars Episode 3 levels of like Palpatine taking over everything. Like, this is 100% like they have fucked our democracy to the point. Like, this is not like we should be allowed to all vote as a people to decide if we can just like undo some decisions, because the fact that Supreme Court, like, once you're in it, you're just in it until you want to be done. That actually makes no sense. This is like perverse in every way imaginable. This doesn't make any sense.
That, and I don't know why people are so against Biden stacking the Supreme Court. Because, I mean, don't you want it to be even?
Yeah, no, it should be even.
So that it's fair on both sides?
Typically it is even by chance, because usually if someone wants to retire when there's a Democrat elected, they're like, yeah, I'll retire now, that way you can put another Democrat on. Mm-hmm. And that's typically why things have stayed even, but
deaths and...
But our what's her name? Ruth
RBG.
Bader.
Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
Yeah. Ruth Bader decided that even though she had cancer and she could have retired, she said, nah, fam. And now we're getting a Republican to replace her. So that's why you're supposed to retire.
She would have retired before... Well, I don't know.
Yeah. If she would have retired, then Obama could have put a Democrat on.
But, yeah, it is just kind of fucky.
But, I mean, whatever. Now we're in the situation. The Republicans are really pushing this new bitch really hard. She couldn't even name, like, the 5 freedoms she's supposed to protect. It was amazing.
All she's going to want to do is ban gay marriage.
Ban abortion. And make women housewives again. Yeah. She's 100% super uber Republican.
She's basically going to do the opposite of what RBG did.
Yeah.
And just fuck up women.
Yeah, it's kind of a huge...
women's rights.
It's a huge slap in the face to RBG. Not that anyone on the Republican side would care, but I'm just throwing it out there.
But I don't see why you would... That's just... It's... Being against gay marriage is such like an old thing.
I know.
I don't know why people are still upset about it.
It's weird that we're doing. It's like clearly the American people, actually, like the vast majority of American people are okay with gay marriage.
Right, and it's the right of religion for a few, or the right of a lot of people.
Which, let's be straight, Christians don't own marriage. They actually never invented it.
Right.
Marriage has nothing to do with man and woman. It has everything to do with this is an alliance between our two families.
Exactly.
It has literally nothing to do with Christianity. Didn't invent it. It existed before Christianity.
And why is it such a big deal?
It exists outside of Christianity right now. If you go to get married with a man and woman and you're like, hey, we're all atheists, they let you do it.
Right, because
they don't kick you out.
it's turned from a church thing into a government thing where you get to share
so religious
bank accounts and financial.
Well, it's always been that way.
It's more of a government thing than it is a religious thing. And why would we bring religion into government if there's supposed to be a separation of church and state? The only reason
it was
they don't believe in separation of church and state, though, is the problem.
But that is constitutional, is a separation of church and state.
But that's the one part of the Constitution they would change if they could change the Constitution. They're like, give me my guns.
Which is why...
Let me say whatever the fuck I want.
Here's the thing, Shane.
Unless it's against God.
When you say, how could they ever overturn it because that's not constitutional, it literally isn't. But the problem is that they're just going to put in a bunch of Supreme Court justices who will literally ignore the Constitution, do whatever the fuck they want, and then the people have to just swallow it. Because we're used to swallowing things in America, and we need to just be able to come out and be like, hey, we don't want the Supreme Court justice, but we have no say in it.
Yeah. It's so ridiculous.
And
it fucking blows my mind.
Yeah, so...
I don't know. There is supposed to be a separation of church and state. While many people...
Shane, this is the land of the free. Not the land of the...
Free is
not the land of the we don't believe in Jesus. Okay?
Free seems to be a loose word used in this country.
Right. Wasn't it?
But
so the original Pledge of Allegiance didn't even have under God in it until like communist times.
So the original Pledge of Allegiance was written at the end of the 1800s by a socialist Baptist preacher.
Oh, yeah?
In order to... He bought shares in a flag company, and he was like...
What a motherfucker.
How do we sell flags? And then he wrote this... Literally just like a piece of propaganda to sell with the flags, and then people went nuts for it.
Yeah.
Because I think we had just gotten out of a war or something, and then like whenever the communists, like the Cold War, they were like, oh shit, like add the under God thing.
Yeah, under God wasn't even in it until the Cold War stuff, and then they're like, communists are atheists, so we're gonna put God in the flag because fuck communism.
Yeah.
Well, some people make the argument that our government was built on Christian beliefs.
Yeah.
But then why would they put separation of church and state in there? Because they came from a government that was ruled by the church and
we weren't
people
entirely Christian back then either. Anyway.
Right.
Well, no, but when you look at the colonists and how the colonies started, why did the colonies start? It was partially people wanting to escape and practice their own religious beliefs.
Yeah.
So in a way, it was built off of Christian beliefs,
but not the way that
it's
people
just
might think.
Hidden, and a little different.
But not in the moral sense is what.
Oh yeah, no.
Most people say like it's a moral thing. Like if we didn't have Bible, we would murder and rape each other.
It's not true.
And
I've literally heard similar things walking out to deliver food.
Yeah,
and there's a specific group that likes to sit outside and have Bible study. It's interesting.
There's
you hear a lot of fun things.
People think that religion defines morality, and that if you don't align yourself with Christianity, then your morals are wrong, and you are being coaxed by the devil.
Right, but really, it's amazing because the irony is that you have no morals, and you just do what God says.
You
dummy.
Literally follow a book from 2,000 plus years ago.
How do you get someone to hate their neighbor? God said you had to.
And the thing is, with religion, I feel like across pretty much all religions, if they actually like read into the original source material, and like follow it, those people are generally like any religion probably going to be a pretty cool,
Yes.
chill person to interact with.
Yes,
It's
because
the
they're
people
actually
who
smart,
like
and they actually
pick
research shit.
They like, I read Exodus when I was 11 and it said no gays. So that's why I believe that. And also it's icky. And like,
Yeah, they'll never just be like, oh, I read Sodom and Gomorrah. It's always like, I read Sodom and Gomorrah. Also, I'm not a fag. What?
yeah, like,
Well, I mean, you also have to work in the fact that over time people have changed the meanings and the words of the text to benefit them.
Yeah,
Right,
that's true.
that-
That's true.
And I mean, even the original Christianity is not what it was not what it is today.
Right.
Yeah.
Constantine took it by the legs, fucked it, and then turned it into a Roman monotheistic religion. So,
Which, like, the Bible was written by multiple people
Throughout time.
from oral stories, which
Yeah.
change, like, telephone game.
Well, yeah, because
They change, and then people of power get a hold of the Bible and just do whatever the fuck they want with it to oppress the people.
yeah.
to give a good example of how much it has changed, Christianity originally favored no gender. It was men and women were equal, and at the time it was a very peculiar, like, what the fuck is going on sort of
Yeah.
thing.
But that makes sense if
And-
you look at the preachings of Jesus. who
Exactly,
said,
it
love
does.
everyone.
Jesus
Exactly.
was seriously just like the original hippie.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, he just walked around the desert with a bunch of bros
Yeah.
and just was like, hey, I'm hungry. Let's eat some rocks. And they're like, we can't eat rocks. And he's like, oh, really? And like, start, like,
Actually, it's bread.
yeah,
And then,
it's
like,
bread and here's some wine.
And then everyone, it's like a cutaway of like people in the distance, like, why are those hippies eating rocks? And then like the next day, Jesus' disciples all have no teeth, and he's like, now you do. I brought them back. And they're like, oh, and they're like, no, you're just hallucinating really hard right now.
Well, I mean,
All them mushrooms.
They're all fucking going crazy.
I think most of the Jesus stories are over exaggerated, but I do think he taught, like,
There's good
Good
morals.
things,
There's
right.
morals in there. There's morals in a lot of the
Cons-
Bible that are very good.
but like
there's also
when
like
you-
really horrible, heinous morals in the Bible. But
Right.
there's some good ones in there.
in the Old Testament, they're like, hate the gays, and then Jesus comes, he's like, love everyone because
Yeah.
that's what we should do. You're a whore, but I love you.
He has, like-
come join me.
he has,
You're
like-
a drug addict or a fucking leopard. Come
Yeah.
join me. You're
He
the
literally
same
has
person.
like 100 like quotes that everyone quotes constantly. Like
Out of context.
Like let he without sin cast the first stone and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And nobody
Gets it.
nobody cares about
No
like,
one can cast the first stone because we're all
like, we don't
sinners.
we don't care about the
I
Jesus.
think that's the point
Jesus
of the
stuff.
statement, but the thing is, nobody's going to look at it and actually understand it,
Right.
and do
It's
that.
the most obvious moral possible. It's like
But-
it's like if you went to like hardcore Christians and you're like, okay, so this story is about how sharing is with your neighbor is a good thing, like capitalism. No,
They're like,
no, that's the opposite.
here Jesus says, love everyone like your neighbor, except for gay and black people,
Yeah,
right?
except for Jews. But you are a Jew. Fuck me.
No, people just take it
what
out
are you
of
talking about?
context.
I'm a white guy.
What are you talking about? Yeah, I'm white. What? I've been white this whole time. I'm the whitest one here.
People, yeah, they like to see what they want to see, and then they completely ignore the biggest part of the Christian religion, which is Jesus,
Yeah.
and they completely ignore his teachings, and they're like, oh, but it
Yeah,
said
you
gays
might
are
as-
bad. But the Jesus, the most important person in the Bible, said, love everyone.
You might as
They're
well
like,
be Muslim if you're not
no, he
gonna
didn't.
if
Or,
you're not
like,
gonna follow Jesus. Like,
Super conservative Hasidic Jew. Like,
Yeah.
most like evangelical
Yeah, be like Ben
Christians are
Shapiro.
basically, like conservative Jews
Yeah.
who occasionally are like, oh, and Jesus. And it's like, what'd he say? And they're like, I don't know.
throw him in there somewhere.
Yeah, he's just important. Like, but like,
The
he
Christians will
didn't
love it.
like gay guys either. Like, I don't like him and he doesn't like him because we're
Yeah.
the same person.
But
Ignorance
Jesus
is bliss.
did not like gay people.
Jesus did. Yeah, Jesus was probably. We had played that game for video production class. We filmed interviews with World War II veterans at a church, and they had a game that was like, "What would Jesus do?" And it was just literally cards you would read, and one of the cards was like, "Would Jesus be friends with gay people?" And me and like my two teachers and like my other 16-year-old friend, I was like, "He would." The two teachers were like, "I don't think he would. I don't," and they're like. literally reflecting on their lives and their religious beliefs in front of us.
But,
and I'm like, he would accept them. He would. It's just the other Christians wouldn't.
He literally would.
Yeah.
I mean, he took. There's like stories of him taking whores and being like, "You are my sister," whatever bullshit.
Yeah.
It's kind of
treating him like a human.
Jesus
implied.
would support sex workers on OnlyFans.
Yeah.
It's kind of implied that some of the apostles were gay too, because they were like in their 30s, unmarried, living on a boat together.
Yeah.
What does that sound
And it's like
there's cruises for that now.
Yeah, like it's like I mean,
he's cruising for a bruise.
they're at least not like aggressively like heterosexual if they're like sleeping together on a boat.
Yeah, I don't know. The whole everything. Everyone always makes jokes about the 12 disciples. And it's like, I mean, gay people existed in the Bible, obviously. So I don't know. What do you want from me? Sodom and Gomorrah is like... Oh, nice.
Mildly coincidental. Rock today, Jesus. Not today, Jesus.
Not today, Jesus.
Rot Today Jesus is actually a lot more metal, but
Rot today.
Either one.
It was curved. I couldn't tell if it was an N or an R.
I have this other thing pulled up
Anyway.
on Twitter.
Yeah, I know.
This is who do you think this is, Leland? Just from looking at her.
What do you
know
mean?
her? She's like an influencer. Do you know who she is?
No, she looks like some sort of fucking teenage brat.
Do you think she looks similar to like a political figure, or like could be the daughter of like a famous person?
Yeah.
Who do you think she looks like based off that?
I mean, I'm not going to answer.
Why not?
Because I don't know.
Okay. What if I told you that her last name was Bin Laden? This is the daughter, one of the many daughters of Osama bin Laden. I found her Twitter, and it's literally her talking to thirsty dudes.
Oh my god!
But
wait! I want to read that. What did it say? Bin Laden's daughter being a regular social media teen is wild. The age of social media is unlike any other because when else could you kiki with a terrorist daughter?
Yeah, I mean the thing is that like, if we had social media when Hitler was around, then we would be talking to his kids on social media. Is what we'd be seeing their TikToks and stuff. Mm-hmm. And so now we see her TikToks. But what's funny is that is it true your dad did 9/11? She keeps making fun of the fact that she like totally is in on the joke. And she makes a shit ton of jokes about how, influencer, bitch, I'm baby Bin Laden. She makes a ton of jokes about the fact that she's Bin Laden's daughter. And she even be like, maybe my dad had a bit of an explosive impact on the world. No pun intended. And it's like, but like she'll talk about like, she's like, she's
my god. Sorry, that comment up there.
Yeah, people die by the USA.
No,
the Sand Latino one.
Sand Latino?
Yeah, Sand Latino. Yeah, that's just weird.
Ooh.
But yeah, no, people die at the hands of USA every damn day. The world is silent, but y'all expect me to feel away. Like, she's very politically motivated. Bush did not.
I mean, it's
but like, yeah, I mean, but yeah, no. So she talks to a lot of people who are talking shit on 9/11 stuff, or just being like one-sided about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I just thought it was really interesting when I found her.
Well, like, Bin Laden used to be praised by the U.S.
Yeah, I know. Bin Laden was an ally to the U.S. And then...
Well, they used to call him a hero.
Yeah.
Like an American hero.
No, in Rambo, it says, like, this movie is dedicated to the brave troops of... And it's, like, his little army. Because they were fighting Russia.
Yeah.
And we were aiding them, and we gave them weapons, and we trained them. And then later, we destabilized their country.
Yeah, we, like, took over Afghanistan, and they're like, fuck you.
Yeah, we trained them
You're literally Russia.
We trained them how to overthrow a government, and then we backstabbed them.
Yeah.
And then they did 9/11, and then we went, oops.
Wait, wasn't it Saudi Arabia that did 9/11?
No, it was planned in Saudi Arabia. But Osama was a part of Afghanistan's like armies and stuff.
Okay.
Right.
Saudi Arabia is still allies with America, even though Saudi Arabia has done some shady things. But yeah.
Yeah, like how women are still third-class citizens below dogs.
Yeah.
Dogs have more rights
women
than
can't
women.
go out by themselves and stuff. They can't drive. They can't.
They can drive now.
Yeah,
Oh,
they can actually drive
That changed
now.
in like 2018, 2019.
good.
Yeah.
It's a step in the right direction, at least. It's just sometimes
a
it's like
tiptoe.
yeah, tiptoe. Sometimes the reason why you call conservatism a death cult, which that is, as much as conservatives want to be like they're terrorists, they're nothing like us. We hate terrorists the most, and it's like yeah, but they have right-leaning conservative values because they want to have more religion, like in place of policy, and they want to keep things the same. They don't want to progress, right? So they're very right-leaning, and so the problem is why is it called a death cult when Trump doesn't want people to wear masks? Because you have to be willing to die to stand up for what you believe in. Because if you get COVID, there's a chance you just die. Which there are timelines of like pictures of people being like, "I'll never wear a mask," and then it's like his obituaries.
That's awesome.
That's what happens.
Yeah.
Obviously, that's not going to happen for everyone. You can survive COVID, but some people will die from it just from being stubborn. And over there, it's the same thing. It's like, think of how much better their society could be if half the population could do more things. It could contribute to the economy. It could just be helpful around that fucking house. Like women being able to drive and do things could help a lot of businesses. If we educate them, it could help a lot of things. But instead, it's like
without men in the car.
Oh, probably not.
Probably not, because
Yeah.
I don't think they're not allowed to be in
right.
public without a man.
So it's like
Oh,
women.
that sounds very
So it's like
Hellenistic.
they have nothing to do, and it's like they can't even DoorDash. Like they can't even help in like the most basic ways. Like you
Right.
can't even be like, "Mom, can you please pick me up a 2-liter bottle of Mountain Dew for my friends?" I'm sorry, son. You have to do
Well,
that.
and-
Mom, I'm 12. I'm scared of driving still. I know, son, but you can drive and I can't.
Well, and when women are out with men, they have to like stand, like they can't walk in front of them or next to them.
Yeah.
They have to stand behind them.
Yeah.
And they can't speak to men unless they're spoken to.
Yes.
Well, I mean, if you
Just
give
like
women
how I
the
like
power
it.
to, if you give women the power to speak, how are they not going to be items?
Well, that's what.
Right.
What was that one woman who? She's like a big figure who like
Malala,
yeah.
you know.
She
Malala?
fled the
Malala?
country.
Malala.
She
Malala.
fled and was like, yeah, I can talk here, but if I go back home, they will kill me.
Wasn't she shot?
Yeah, she was.
Malala. That's her name.
They
right?
want to kill her.
Malala?
They literally want to kill her.
Okay. I always
think
like.
so.
I always make fun of her name
Yeah.
because it sounds weird, but
So
different cultures, different names, whatever.
anyway,
But yeah, Saudi Arabia is looking pretty good right now.
no, it's not. But yeah,
No
Whereas-
nagging, am I right?
but in Afghanistan, I think some people, because she's still over there, and I think like Bin Laden's daughter, but I think people don't understand how like normal it is over there. Like they think it's like a real third world country, and they don't realize that she basically is just like another normal person.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's how
Afghanistan is not like Saudi Arabia is probably the most extreme example of Islamic
it's true.
state.
Yeah, Saudi Arabia is like what most Americans think are.
Isn't is it Kyrgyzstan or Uzbekistan that's really hardcore too?
I don't know.
There's a lot. I mean, there's a lot.
I bet it's Uzbekistan.
Is that the one with the like dictator?
Kurdistan. I don't think.
I don't know. But
Just
Yeah.
so many retweets of her.
we basically pretty much almost deserved 9/11.
I mean, the people who died didn't, but
Yeah, okay.
Bush. I mean, our leaders let that happen 100%.
Yeah. Well, we literally were like, all right, we're gonna help you fight Russia.
America as an idea did deserve it though, and the problem is that we shouldn't. Whenever the mistakes are made by the higher ups, we're the ones who pay for it. As usual, if the economy gets fucked up, they keep their money. If they break laws, they don't get in trouble for it. We do for some reason. I don't get it.
Oh my God, Kamala Harris on the debate. I hope this happens, but she was like, Biden and I are gonna get rid of private prisons. And I was like, please, thank God.
Yeah, they're gonna
fuck private prisons.
One of the reasons why I'm voting for Biden is because he's gonna undo a lot of his old oopsies he did. Because he is the problem for a lot of the. He's the reason for a lot of the problems we have right now. But he's just like. He's just not talking about the fact he did it, but he's like, I'm gonna get rid of this. I'm gonna get rid of that. Like,
was private prisons because of Biden?
He's part of it, yeah.
They probably
he's a big part of it.
The crime bill in the 90s probably gave a bunch of money towards that.
He's a huge part of the crime bill and the bankruptcy bill, which is the reason why we have student loan debt the way it is and stuff like that.
Dude. I fucking
Biden's a fucking moron. Honestly, he's always been a failure. But
honestly, that's why I can't vote for him. Like,
gotta do it anyway.
I mean, if we were in a swing state or a red state, I would consider it. But we're in a super blue state, and it's like I really don't trust that he's gonna do what he's saying. Like, I don't like we've talked a lot about not liking Trump, but also like
this podcast is a safe space for people who hate either Trump or Biden.
Yeah.
Woo! And if you don't want to vote, what I tell people is that if you're not motivated to vote for Biden, that's Biden's fault. I can't blame anyone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But, the whole like vote shaming thing is super stupid.
Yeah, you shouldn't. Yeah, I don't understand. Well, I kind of get it, but what they don't realize is that it's like that's why other people should be. That's why the news media shouldn't have shamed Bernie so hard. That's why. Other politicians should have had a chance instead of getting called up and said, hey, drop out and support Biden.
Even just like even if you disagree with other parties should be on the stage. Yeah, even if you hate libertarians with a burning passion.
Which I do.
They should.
I still think they should be on the stage.
They're better than Trump. Like, he gets to be up there. Like,
well, that's the thing. People are like, well, if we have the Green Party, I'll split the vote for the Democrats. It's like, no, they won't. Do you think the Libertarians won't split the vote from the Republicans?
They got one electoral vote in 2016.
If the Libertarians were up there, and it was actually like a fair competition, the Republicans would be blown the fuck out, and it would be between Libertarians and Democrats every time.
The problem is the Electoral College, and we need ranked choice voting. If we got rid of the Electoral College and added in ranked choice voting, Biden would be my number 2.
Yeah.
Like,
ranked choice voting is a really, really... It's a new progressive idea, which is why people weren't going to get behind it.
And Maine's already doing it. Maine's doing it for this election.
That's awesome.
And I think New Hampshire... I can't say that name. New Hampshire is too.
That's how it should have been. That's how it always should have been. So
yeah, because then the people's voice actually matters.
Yeah. And also, especially get rid of Electoral College. I don't know how people still defend it. It's just funny because it's like Libertarians, Republicans are the ones who are so for Electoral College. Because without that extra help, Republicans would never win. It's like, oh yeah, kind of like how welfare is extra help for poor people. But you guys don't like welfare. Oh, I forgot. Oh, okay. Here's another example. It's kind of like affirmative action helps like poor people get to college because they've been discriminated against because they're black. Oh, you don't like affirmative action either. You don't like any of these things, but it's okay for the Electoral College. Oh, even though it's like the same fucking thing. Oh, okay. I understand.
When it made sense when we didn't have cities, because it was like, everyone gets an equal vote.
Right.
But now you have places like Wyoming that get multiple votes, and they have like 100 people living in the whole state, and then California only gets a couple votes, and they have like, a third of the country or whatever.
Yeah. Like, Electoral College is really screwy because like. For some of the states, the votes actually add up. And then for other ones, with like similar population, they just have different votes. And it's like, why does this state just not get it? And it's like, well, because that vote was actually given because of an extra vote that California had. We had to take from California. And it's like, okay, so wait, California is missing like a bunch of its votes, which is like supposed to be fair. But then these other states don't. You just created swings. You just created some states to be more important than others for no reason.
Right.
It makes no sense. Electoral College... like the premise of it makes sense, but then the actual practice that we do today, the votes don't even add up right. Like they don't make any sense.
And if you live in a state like ours, where a city pretty much controls the politics, it doesn't represent the people at all. Because if you look at the demographic map, or I don't know what it's
Illinois is a super red state
Yeah, it's
with
extremely
Chicago being blue.
Chicago's
Right.
the only blue part.
But-
yeah.
And Springfield and
And
East St. Louis
yeah.
And
are
while-
the blue parts.
And it
And
always wins, though.
While I don't like Trump, our state is mostly red,
Yeah.
so it should go to the Republic, but it doesn't.
Yeah.
It's just not fair to the people.
Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
And because of how the Electoral College works, it's not that, so we have 12 electoral votes in Illinois. And it's not that, two of them go to, Republicans and, the other 10 go to Democrats or whatever because of Chicago gets more electoral votes. It's that whatever is the majority, which is always Democrat because of Chicago, all 12 votes go to the Democrat.
Yes.
So literally, if I went and wrote in Hitler on my ballot, my vote still goes towards Biden. Even if I was a neo-Nazi, it doesn't matter.
So the thing is that it's weird for us because we're literally fine with Illinois' vote for the most part, and we're trying to defend the red people. And it's with the Electoral College, the problem is that Trump won even though the popular vote was for Hillary, right?
Right.
And it's weird, but if the problem is with Electoral College is in practice, you could actually win over the whole country with barely winning states. So if you get 51% of a state, you win that state.
Right.
So imagine if you got 51% of 40 of the states. You would have, but you still won because of the electoral votes, but the popular vote is you got 30% of the popular vote. What the fuck?
Right.
How obviously that's a theory craft. That's probably never even happened in our history. But the fact that can happen under this system is just that shows how much of a failure it is.
I think that did happen before, but I think that was before the party shift where the Democrats were the Klan and everything.
Yeah.
I think that was
back in the Civil War times.
early 1900s. Yeah.
After the Civil War, the Democrats were still the pro-slavery and the Republicans were the anti-slavery because they were for consumers. It was anti-capitalism to be pro-slavery, basically. So, yeah.
All right.
We should close out with a fun thing, since we talked about serious politics.
Bingo, bango.
What's your catchphrase?
Bingo, bango.
No,
was
that
that
wasn't
it?
it. It was
That was Baba Doo.
It was
Baba Boog. Baba Boog. Was that it?
It was Babooga.
Babooga. That was it.
What is Babooga?
I don't know. It's the first thing that popped in my head.
When you're
Babooga.
having sex with a shoddy.
Well, I was
And you say, I'm gonna babooga.
Well, I tried to come up with a word that I could use in
Baboo.
sad, any situation.
Yeah.
Someone shoots my mom.
Oh, babooga.
All right,
You take a nice fat hit from an awesome fat joint, and you say, "Ooh, babooga."
Babooga.
You just got a huge.
You're
watching your favorite girl streamer who's just talking and not even playing a game, but she's wearing a low cut shirt, and you turn around.
Babooga.
Yeah, you go, look at those baboogas. But then you turn around and do a 360 no scope in Call of Duty 4, and then you go, ooh, babooga.
If I win anything, it's just babooga. Yeah. That is the copyrighted Shane catchphrase. Even though I didn't forget it. So shut up. I didn't even forget it.
You have to start saying it.
I know.
Babooga.
Babooga.
Everyone's going to hate you even more.
What?
Oh, can I talk about what Shane did today at work?
Oh, God.
Oh?
Shane, this is hilarious. So Shane has to leave at 12 every day because he has school. So if he wakes up at 11, that means he still has to leave at 12. He can't make up for the work he didn't do. So he came in at 11:30 and then left at 12. I mean, it literally did help a little bit because he came during the lunch rush, but then he worked for 30 minutes and left. And it's like, he said he was coming in. And I was like, I wanted to be like, you don't even have to. At this point, it's not even worth it. But I was like, I'm just not going to say no to him. So he just came in anyway.
Yeah.
So he didn't really help much today.
When were you supposed to be there?
9.
Oof.
Yeah, he is 2 hours late for his 4-hour shift. Or wait, 9, 10,
For his
11.
3-hour shift.
3-hour shift. So he worked for 30 minutes. Left. It was kind of a dick move. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, it was, wasn't it?
How late did you stay up?
Babooga.
Get over here. Don't.
Babooga.
How late did you stay up?
I went to bed at like midnight.
Really?
Yeah.
Man,
You slept for 11 hours?
you were like in a coma.
I guess. I texted you. What did I say? I said my alarm hath not
Yeah, you
awoken
said like,
me from my
yeah,
deep slumber.
you said your alarm didn't awaken you from your deep slumber. First you said, "Oh shit." Ugh. I wanted to be madder, but it was really funny at that point. Like, I was mad around like 10.
Yeah.
I was like, this motherfucker. I know he's sleeping. People like Heidi was like, maybe he's sick. I'm like, nah, he ain't sick. He's sleeping. I know he's sleeping. So I was mad. And then around 11, it was just really funny. Because I was like, he would do that.
I thought it was super funny too. At first, I was like, "Oh, I feel horrible," and I was like, "This is gonna be funny later." I'm gonna go to work for half an hour.
I kind of put off doing all the bread, so we're gonna have to do more bread tomorrow.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
Yeah.
Tomorrow I'm coming at 11.
Yep. Yeah, we close together.
Yep. Babooga. That's a big babooga.
That's a big babooga. I looked at the time, and then it was 11, and I looked at Shane's schedule, and I said, "Oh, babooga."
I woke up and I said babooga and hopped in the shower.
I need to wash my babooga.
My babooga cheeks.
My babooga smells.
Yeah.
That's what she said.
Yeah, that was bad.
Yeah.
I came in and Trevor was like, "Oh, you clocking out?" I was like,
Yeah. I told him too. I was like, he's like, "How's it going?" And I was like, "Shane's not here. I don't know if he's even going to come in at this point because there's really no point." And he just started laughing. I'm like, if he comes in at this point, because like anywhere else, I could be like, now you have to stay later, but I can't because Shane has to go to school. So
yeah.
It's like, well,
when I was there, I was like, "Oh, I could have just brought my laptop and like did it."
Oh yeah.
And then helped, but that didn't. That only.
I mean,
I only
wouldn't have
thought of that when I got to the bakery, and I was like,
I wouldn't have thought of that anyway. Yeah, no, it was whatever. I think you texted me around like when it was around closing time anyway, so it's like, yeah, it's whatevs.
I had to do. Yeah, I had 2 tests I had to do, and I was like, "Fuck."
All right, what can I? Okay. Have any of you guys had any? I'm just looking. I'm not looking at anything. Have any of you guys? Okay, I had a dream the other day. I probably talked about this on the podcast before, where I was in high school again.
Oh, is this a dream you were wanting to talk about?
Yeah.
Okay.
But what annoyed me was in the dream was this dude was like, so stupid that you're here. Like, what are you trying? You're trying to learn a new practice or something? Like it's a college, but it's in high school. I was like, no, I'm here because I have to be, man. And he's like, you don't have to be here anymore. You're too old. You're just here for fun now. And I'm like, yeah, what's the problem with that? Like I was defending it. I was like, I want to be in high school, but I don't want to be in high school. I hate high school. But it's just funny because, like, okay, here's my theory. You have dreams when you're in high school again, but you don't have dreams when you're in middle school or grade school again. I think it's because high school is traumatizing.
Or high school, elementary school, you don't really remember because you were kind of younger.
Maybe.
Middle school didn't have as much of an impact on you as high school did.
I mean,
I don't think it's true for everyone.
I mean, my middle school was worse for me than
Middle school is
high
where
school.
I got
high
like
school
my
was real easy.
Middle school is where I got like my first kiss, grabbed boobs and stuff for the first time. Yeah.
Same.
I don't know.
Middle school is when like, exciting stuff happens. That's when I met like some of my best friends I met in middle school, not in high school. So
It's true. I don't know why. Maybe it's because it's
It might
It's
be
more
because
recent?
it might be because it's more recent and closer to your age. But like, I mean, I don't have dreams about going to college. That's the thing.
I mean, I do.
Oh shit, Leland has dreams about going to college.
I have dreams about sitting in my basement on my laptop doing
Yeah,
college.
yeah. Shane has dreams of him in Zoom classes. Does anyone have anything interesting to add to dreams in school, or any theories about why your dreams are the way they are?
That's just a theory, a dream theory.
You got something to say, boy?
Forgot his name. Oberon. There you go.
Oberon?
Oberon.
Oh, from Game of Thrones?
No.
Oberon.
This has all just been a Midsummer Night's Dream.
Oh,
What are you talking about?
It's Shakespeare.
Shakespeare.
It's
Fucking idiot.
Oberon from what?
Oberon is the fairy king. Or an
that
elf.
has a-
He's the original elf, so to say.
He's the one
in
with the
mythos.
donkey head, right?
I don't
What?
think
No,
so.
that started with a P. It was like, I don't remember.
I don't know.
It was like Pippin, or it wasn't Pippin,
Pippin.
but it was something with a P.
Scottie Pippen.
Well, I mean, there's Puck that's also in that one.
That's what it was. Puck was the donkey head fairy guy.
Yeah.
The trickster.
I don't remember who Oberon was. Oberon was like
The fairy king.
What is this
the
story?
king. Yeah, okay.
What story is this?
It's Shakespeare.
A Midnight Summer's Dream.
Yeah, Midsummer
I
Night's.
just don't know that
Midsummer
one.
I think
Night's Dream.
Midsummer Nights. Yes.
Midsummer Night's Dream
Yes. That one.
by the one and only Shakespeare,
The one
The
only-
Willie Shakespeare.
Big Willie style.
who was a well, he was gay.
Who wasn't gay in theater back then?
That's
They all
true.
I
were.
mean, they all
He
all
had-
the roles were played by men. I
Yeah.
mean,
That
there
is
might have
true.
been
All
some
the-
sex scenes in there, and maybe
Yeah.
they weren't.
They had to kiss.
I forgot about that.
They kept writing. Like, why do you keep writing all these kissing scenes? You know we're all men, right?
They
I know.
all the theater, the actors were men,
Yeah.
and the church used to castrate boys so that they could sing high.
Well, I mean, if you're gonna go into that,
I'm glad they're dead now.
people used to just be castrated to be servants of deities.
Yeah, that's true.
Eunuchs
Yeah.
are a
Eunuchs.
it's actually still a thing in some Hindu beliefs.
I mean, it would be a lot easier to be a celibate person if you just got rid of that because.
Well, I mean, yeah. And I mean,
Because
a lot of
I
times
feel
they're
like-
actually seen as beings of fertility because they lack.
that doesn't make sense to me.
It doesn't
but-
make sense, but they
I will
worship
say-
those deities.
I will say, there's definitely a lot of decision making done on behalf of not being castrated in my life. That would probably be a lot different if, I'm just saying. It is like
Yeah.
it is like a drug. It is like a chemical thing in your brain. So it's like
Yeah,
Your testes.
but
it makes sense to castrate sometimes. So I'm saying.
Shakespeare used to have alleged affairs with some kind of duke or king, and so he was basically a horny motherfucker.
Yeah.
All right,
I could see that.
I really want to play PT, so
All right. This episode's going to come out after the PT stream, but
are we gonna upload the PT stream as a separate episode?
it'll be literally when it's done, it'll be uploaded, and I could go in and edit it and make a highlight thing, but I was just going to leave the whole thing up after we're done. So.
Yeah. All right. Well, see you in about
Well, they
now.
probably already watched it.
Oh. Okay. Well,
They know the future.
this is the future.
Well,
now.
like, here, we'll say this: if you guys liked it, we can do more.
maybe do a way out.
Yeah, but do we have to start from the beginning?
No, we'll just start from where we are. I'm not replaying that fucking
Yeah,
game.
exactly. But we can do other
Let's
stuff.
do
But
some Outlast.
right now, yeah,
Oh,
for
Outlast.
Halloween, since it's Halloween times, we're gonna do horror stuff.
Do like Last of Us.
I mean,
Or-
I could. You mean
Eh.
Last of Us, or you mean like Last of Us, like the Naughty Dog game, or do you mean?
The one
That
about
was not really a
zombies.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was not super horror.
I mean, it's
Yeah.
we could. It's just it's a long game.
I mean,
Yeah.
if you're gonna
Sounds
do
super
the game, why not do the creepiest level, aka the basement? Cause fuck that.
We
The
should do
basement
like
of that hotel haunts my nightmares.
we should do like actual like PT and then like.
I mean, I have Last of Us
Outlast.
1 and 2 on PS4, so we can stream.
We should do like the actual like super scary.
For now,
horror
yeah.
games.
Right now, since it's Halloween, we should do horror stuff. But later on, we could do other games too.
Yeah.
We could do anything.
Yeah.
We have to get Christmas games when it's Christmas time. I don't know where we have to. What's a Christmas game?
Fortnite.
They're real shitty, but they're everywhere.
Fortnite Christmas update.
Don't say Animal Crossing.
Oh no. I don't have
Okay.
any streaming stuff, so it's all gonna be on PS4 basically.
So I'm gonna end it now if that's alright with you.
Yeah, into my suffering, please.
Babooga. Bye.